And we are live from the capital city of the internet, Cambridge, Massachusetts. Oh, no. This is Dr. Jeffrey Lant, and my perch every day 1 p.m. Eastern Time right here. We are coming off a week of high voltage programs. We're all tired. Christopher Minnis is especially tired because he overate those strawberries. And then came on the air and we're all kind of a little racist today. We had a very exuberant week last week. The weekend was terrific. Today we don't mind having a little slow, although I feel it's probably going to stay that way. I am Dr. Jeffrey Ladd. You have to get my name. The MC of the longest running live program on the internet called Anything Goes, and that is exactly the tenor. Anything goes. And anything that's said in here is like that saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but that's bogus. So you want to make sure that you realize when here, don't get all pouty if somebody says something that you don't agree with. You'll get over it. Christopher Minnis joins us from Cornwall, where he has just discovered that King Mark of Cornwall, who ruled in the 7th century, was a cowardly beast who beat up people. He lived right down the street from Chris. We're going to see what he has to say about that. Chris, you're a little bit surprised. Your king turns out to be a nasty guy. Oh, we lost our connection to Cornwall. Christina looks like he's frozen. Gosh. We'll give him a minute and hopefully return in a moment. There he is. Christina was blown away by the question. Didn't even know the King Mark of Cornwall, who ruled in the 7th century AD, was dead. We are also being taped today by Patrice Porter from Big River, Saskatchewan, up there in North Canada. Is our wife, driver. She's been running this now for a long time. Again, this is the longest live program on the entire internet. And boy, am I hoping at this moment that Chris Minnis is that it's coming back. So you might think of which one of you will step into which. Today we're going to talk about, well, one of the things we're going to talk about is this is the first big day of going back to school here in Massachusetts, where I'm doing. And I don't know about you guys, but every next fall comes around with going back to school. I want to go back to it. I feel like all the rhythms of all those years come to fruition here in the first day. And school has started in Massachusetts now. This morning I woke up and it was a fall day. I was very disoriented. Now I've lost Chris. Well, who wants to come up with me? William Buck, want to come up? Maybe Christopher will come back and maybe he's on the land. William Buck is available. How about whoever wants to help me out? Help out your CEO by taking out the NPC. And Chris probably will come back. Well, that's good. We don't have anyone to take a seat. Let's give it a minute and see whether he is on his way back. Technology is great when it is. Yes, do I? Go.
King Mark took instant revenge. He just had a power cut.
I was going to say, was it something I said, Your Majesty? Good that you're back because I was begging. Listen, I was begging my colleagues to please come and save me. No one even responded. This gives me great hope. Whenever I'm up in jam, I'm not calling any of you cats. I'm going to get called 911. Go please. Today, I was saying that it is the first day of school here in Massachusetts, and I don't know about you, but when the fall comes around, back to school comes around, I feel guilty if I'm not going back to school. I'm 67 years old. That thing never leaves you. So I got you when you were 5. I was feeling guilty all day today that I wasn't going to school like I was playing hooky. Do you feel that way, or have you absolved yourself of guilt? I must be consumed school.
I never used to like going to school anyway, so I don't miss it at all.
See, now,
I used to like going. I used to like going, and I used to like coming home. It's a bit in between I didn't like.
Well, I'm going to read you an article that I hadn't read for a long time. It's published in February 2013. It was about my first day at college. Now, I know you're all longing to hear this great story, so get a pillow and a blanket. Do the best you can. Don't tell me you like this. Bite your tongue. This article is one of over 1,000 articles I've written for members of this community that they can use to generate leads, and they do generate leads. People love them. 1965. My in Heartland, it's still not too late to leave. Laddie, count me in. And there's a picture of one of the most idyllic colleges in the whole world called Cornell College, Montford, Iowa. Never heard about it, but that's where I spent 1 year. I had never heard about it. It's a picture postcard perfect school. And that's why I had to leave, because I was a revolutionary, I was rambunctious, and a picture postcard perfect school didn't suit me. But that's another subject altogether. I'm still unclear, even after all these years, how I ended at Cornell College, Mount Vernon, Iowa, founded in 1853. But it probably went something like this. My grandmother, Laura Marshall Lant, graduated from Knox College, founded in 1857 in Galesburg, Illinois. It was at the same Midwest Conference at fine, small liberal arts college of the Cove, founded in 1851, to the Rapids, Iowa. And my mother went. And Grinnell, 1846, and I agreed where I was advised to apply, but wasn't accepted. So Cornell may have been chosen because they made my Heartland Dale a better deal, which, amongst other things, included a job for me in the cafeteria cleanup crew called slobs, and some 28 cents or so per hour, maybe less. The summer of 65. Cornell was the kind of genteel institution of high standards and moral rectitude which expected you to read a series of improving books on timely topics before classes began. So hit the ground running in September. In those turbulent days, the great republic's race relations were front and center, especially after the Watts section of East Los Angeles exploded into a galloping inferno. The summer reading list was heavily tilted to the bitter quandary of black and white. Unexpected expert. Because I had just graduated from University High School in West Los Angeles, I found myself in the unaccustomed position of being sought out as an expert on the Gordian knot of America's racial puzzles currently playing out in the dangerous streets of the city of our aim of Western Senora and Reina de Los Angeles, city of our lady, the Queen of the Angels, where mayhem ranged from August 11th to August 17th, 1965. 34 dead, over 40 million in property damage, the nation appalled, outraged, anxious, uncomprehending. I never said that I had not, to that date, met a single black person, and that my upbringing had been as really white and exceptional as race clueless the rest. This silence was taken as evidence of a modesty so admirable and beyond, that I knew more than I would say, and had been more affected by the horrifying events than I would admit. Thus did the silence of discretion bestow stature, with a shy, aw-shucks smile and undoubted charm all in hand. You know, folks, I say on my book, aw-shucks and beguiling charm. My byline on every doorstep. What enhanced it more was the fact that I was the only freshman whose name was known in advance to the entire Cornell community, thanks to my regular column in the Cornellian. To get it, I sent editor Marty Mann on a raft of my column from high school, in the high school newspaper The Warrior, of which I was sometime editor-in-chief. In the best tradition of Yankee journalism, I would read at once, copy needed at once for the Frosh orientation edition, delivered at once, one on time and length perfect. For these are the marks of my pride and reliability. Thus I became the most well-known of students, even before my nervous classmates arrived, for an orientation which I no longer needed. Their open papers with my new column prominently featured gave me a thrill I can acutely recall to this very hour, and which has never lost its savor. But all is not smooth. The first line you and me, and the insectile imagery is most apt, was my dialed hall roommate, named as hell to protect the guilty. For a college directive, we exchanged get acquainted letters during the summer. The better to commence and build the cordial relationship, alma mater expected two bright young men carefully selected to room together in the honor residence for men, and so bond for a lifetime of fundraising pleas and old lang syne events and Gaudiana's signature writing. My mother, with her well-honed people-reading skills, put paid to that notion. He looks like a pompous twit fortified by bigger. And of course, she was right. The first thing this porcine paragon said to me, the very first was, Los Angeles is today Sodom and Gomorrah. So are its people scourged for their sins. And that was the high point of our relationship. It says volumes that this Allworthy became the first member of our class to become a trustee at Cornell. Though I rise high among those of doctrinal certainty with direct pipelines to God. Of course, this insufferable prick had to be punished, and by now I had a kindred spirit to help me dream up and administer suitable penalties, always designed for maximum impact and complete deniability. Lance the car. When you meet your kindred spirits, the correct procedure is to whoop for joy and give them hugs of unstinted gratitude and glee. Well, make no mistake, kindred spirits are a major reason why life is worth living, even at its most bleak. Kindred spirits, you see, need no introduction, no owner's manual. You understand them, they understand you. They are more precious than rubies, more desirable than gold. They must be loved, cherished, and kept contented with a well-lived life that always depends to a considerable degree on them. Lance Dakar was a kindred spirit in my courage and accordingly, not least because its assistance at the plump bump who needed to be removed from the dormitory and who foolishly believed that is. Whilst I persuaded in believing he was an unwanted and brilliantly tidy squatter whose tenure must be abbreviated in at once. Of course, I applied to the necessary authorities who delivered the usual judgments. My esteemed roommate was a paragon. Such paragons were rare and unicorns, and should be humored, embraced, deferred to, even adulated, not cast away by the likes of me. And not least, that he and I were brothers, and picked by Cornell's administrators as certain future leaders, hence the adamant need to work together for the common good. Blah, blah, blah. It was clear some extracurricular steps were necessary and at once. Thus Lance and I set to our work immediately and with a song in our hearts. About Guild Hall. Guild Hall, on the residence for men, was not only unique to Cornell, it may very well have been unique to the nation. Whereas all other residences were monitored and guarded by old dragons called house mothers, giving the honorific Ma before their surnames, Guild had no such figure. Located off campus, you were entirely self-governing, a privilege bestowing pride and responsibility. It was an honor, indeed. Whereas other boys might be boisterous and high-spirited, prone to outbreaks of hormones and hydrants, all we young princes of the realm were always calm, respectable, causing absolutely no trouble whatsoever, just unadulterated good sense and reason in neighbors. And as for brains, why the minutes of our monthly meetings were rendered in poetic pentameters. I am not kidding. That is why no one suspected us when, from the large strike awnings at Guild Hall, we launched Operation Eradication. Fueled by need and the desire to enter the annals of Frankdom, we learned the secrets of lacing Lynn Tully's bed with ice cubes, one night, warm water the next. Foul-smelling stinkweeds, the olfactory pride of Iowa, and foul-smelling washcloths, the secrets of the emulating the midnight yelps and cautionary shrieks of predatory birds. And shuffled upstairs, sounding like ancient gents with a full agenda of ill will and ample menace. We even filed a report to college on our firm belief that Guild something. It's been helpful if I put these in order before I'm ready. Just good. Here's page student making. Now, hold on, I can read it over the sentence. I'm enjoying this. I'm reminding you, remember all the ways we tormented that poor creature. We always persuaded the administrators that Guild Hall was haunted, perhaps with the uneasy spirits who had once wandering with rail stop and Guild its hostelry brought so much loneliness and unhappiness along with their sympathy. Yes, the ghost abided. Against such strenuous and invented measures, my soon-to-be ex-roommate had no chance. And soon my kindred spirit moved in a million laughs in his suitcase. But this and all the other goodies which emerged from my short stay at Cornell very nearly didn't happen. Count me in. My grandmother, Victoria Burgess Lowling, for all that she spent most of her waking moments as a housefrau, had, when needed, a sharp sense of style. And because she loved me so, she dressed to the nines in a tailored suit colored her favorite mauve, obligatory diamond brooch, and ordered her brand new automobile immaculately clean. She insisted on driving me to college for 245 miles from Downers Grove, Illinois. It was a great honor, and I regarded it as such, but it almost upended the apple cart. You see, the actual town of Laverne, Iowa, population is 2,593 in 1960, was not impressive. In fact, if you blinked, you missed it. And thus was born in Grammy's voice a distinct sense of apprehension. This got worse when we stopped at what seemed to be the town's only eatery, for which the words greasy spoon would be accompanied. Dead fries, slatteringly perspiring waitress, food that would haunt you through many a rest stop. Then she, and with anguish in her voice, said, "It's still not too late to leave, Laddie," using my childhood name. "We can turn around now and go." Perhaps forgetting for a moment my home is now in Los Angeles. She missed me so. Sympathy in the porch swing, counting me in. My fate was now in the balance. Perhaps I wavered, I cannot say. But then the president of Dial Hall came out to greet first Grammy, for stylish ladies in diamonds that are worth the most amiable of greetings. Then me. Grammy, charming as always, worried about me, asked if we had a moment to talk. And so the two of them sat down in the old porch swing to determine my future. In a moment they were earnestly engaged, going a mile a minute, her hand in his. Then they were done, and she beckoned me and whispered, "You're going to like it here. This nice young man will help you." And the nice young man nodded as he would, and was as good as his word. I remember Harvey well, and can now thank you for the unimaginable summit of 66 years. And by reminding you of Gary Lewis and the Playboys and the 1965 hit "Count Me In," which wafted through Dial's corridors that August day so born in the veil. If you need someone to count on me in, someone you can rely on through thick and thin. You were the first of so many Cornelians I met, who helped make it all so very, very good. Whoa. What do you think about that? I hadn't thought about all this till this morning.
Well, it seems like it could have been very eventful if it was somewhere else.
Well, there's a series of articles on Cornell that I wrote, including the really famous one was "Girls Who Know What They Want," which was Cornell from the house mother's perspective. What's really difficult to fathom is all this is gone. None of it's left. I mean, each of us becomes, if we're lucky, an artifact in your own life. And I have the ability to, and I write the story, first of all, for myself, to remember. I want to remember it. I want to remember that he didn't quit, and how we drove him crazy, and my grandmother looking at me with a face of anguish and saying, "It's okay, Laddie, I can spring you from the story." Oh, how my father would have had a freaking fit if I'd showed up back in Illinois. I'm sure that everybody here has their own particular stories. Do you have a story you'd like to share with us, or do you just prefer to eat strawberries?
Well, I've got quite a few stories, but I can't tell them on here.
Well, that's it. They all have to be carefully edited for public reception. Well, I am hoping that somebody will come in here so that we can do our thing, which we do so well. There are almost 200 people lurking in the window who are not going to make money. One of the things that I learned about Cornell, as you can see, I've been writing for a very long time. It lasted 1 month. Well, I lasted the same thing. I didn't even get my parents. What the hell? We don't know what to be here. We could just be egotistical as what. I grew up in a community where everyone took lessons. We had lessons for everything: skating lessons, art lessons, piano lessons, dance lessons, writing lessons. They all failed to take. I can't do any of that. The one thing that they did have was writing lessons. It was probably just as well. The whole place was. I was talking to you this morning with Gary Smith from Nova Scotia. I was brought up in a town that was a planned community by evangelicals. A man named Pierce Downer went to upstate New York and gathered the souls of the worthy, only the worthy. He took them to Illinois, which was then the frontier. And he chose a lovely place, and essentially they planned it out. Now, I didn't know this when I was growing up, but there was a homogeneity about the community that was later documented by the Commerce Department. The only time in my whole life that I saw Downersville, Illinois in the news was when they released this Commerce Department report saying that Downersville, Illinois had the fewest divisions. There were no rich people, there were no poor people. It was arguably middle class. Oh, Gene, we love you so. We're so glad you're having me. I feel like you and I are going to be great buddies and pals. Gene, you've arrived just in the middle of making notes, which is our daily program. We don't have any guests today, so it's going to be you. So, Gene, this is your very first visit. Is that correct? Never been here before. Your very first visit. I'm going to give you a present. I'm going to love you so. This is Dr. Lant. I'm the CEO on this podcast. I have Christopher Minnis here from Cornwall. He's a 5-10 senior monitor. They won't share a strawberry with you, so don't even begin to ask. So, Dean, I'm going to give you a free copy of my new book. It's a best-selling book over at Amazon.com. It's called Ignite Net Profits. It shows how to make money on the net. It comes with a $20,000 bonus package. Would you like me to give you a copy of this book? Give. Free. It costs $30 if you buy that. I thought you would. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay, terrific. Now, remember, it comes with a $20,000 bonus package. So I'm going to put the link on the screen. It is the blue link that follows the red text, and it says Dropbox. You see that link? It's blue. You click on that, and you're going to be able to call up the book. Now, it doesn't take very long to read it. You'll finish it while we're still on the air. We'd like you to come back. I'm going to activate a $20,000 package of internet services for you for free. Understand me? And this is no laughing matter. You with me? All right. So you go and sit in the corner and read. We'll carry on with whimsicalities. All right. Terrific. Whew. Beginning to think the world has forgotten us. What were they talking about? Something incredibly important. It was to school practice. Oh, I know, Downersville, Illinois. So there were no poor people, or there were no rich people. It was within very narrow parameters. This whole time existed. It was all laid out. All the names were carefully chosen. Elm, maple, sycamore. You know, it was almost an idyllic kind of a life. Then I discovered that we were in the control of aliens who had laid it out, that we were actually, it was a zoo. So then we were put in the zoo to amuse the aliens where they're from. No, that was one of Ron Serling stories. So that's my story. Everything was peachy keen. We didn't have any major problems. Except the usual ones with parents who, the DDT problem when they killed the mosquitoes and the kid would run behind a mosquito truck and sucked in all that DDT. That was a popular thing to do. Speak, Chris! Don't you see I'm guide out here? I need help! Help!
Yeah. No, you're on your own. Keep it going.
Well, everybody out there on the right side, I beg them, come up. Oh, yeah, right. I don't feel like it. I just want to go on record just telling those of you who are living proof that I'm on the right-hand side. You all remind me of my grandfather's cat, Tommy. And I am immortalized Tommy this morning in what I'm working on, and I want to read this to you. Folks, if you don't help me, you get what you get, and you shut up about it, all right? But I wrote about this. I'm going to read this to you because this is the most big thing that was going on in the town of Downeyville, Illinois. Great. I'm missing that page. It's like pages. Well, maybe I'm not finished yet.
Abdul.
Oh.
Hello, hi in the chat bar and click the send button.
Listen, Abdul, we've got a present for you that won't quit. Come and get it. Okay. Did you ever do this? The title of this section is called On Your Knees. If you have been in the assiduous and dedicated reader of these memoirs, then you know that I take to crawling on the floor to take a closer look at artifacts whenever necessary. It is necessary here. Gold pen and paper, notes will be taken. I am of the old school that advocates writing with salient observations rather than relying on critical memory, which misses and leads. Now down you go, magnifying glass in hand. Mine is of the stout and sturdy variety favored by homes. The kind of hand give you the opportunity while sitting in the back row of your fifth grade class, start a most satisfying conflagration in Billy Walton's pocket. It can disrupt the lesson and ensure you will rendezvous with Dad's white belt. An artifact too, by the way, for it held up the patriarchal trousers as he turned out of the Pacific in the Good War, World War II. Did he believe it when he told him, "This will hurt me more," before returning this instrument of stern discipline and justice to its proper place on the wall? So we take the magnifying glasses, and we, of course, figure out how to position ourselves so that the cat will get zapped with the directions. And the cat knows that in us it has rooted foes because we were sick and tired of having cat hairs into all the holiday dishes. The cat shed like every person. My grandmother couldn't always see all the cat hairs, so invariably her grandchildren were reduced to eating them. So we developed a way. We developed a way of, shall we say, interfering with the cat's comfort. With those, it had to be just the right time of the day. Grandmother had to be out of the kitchen, because she would see otherwise, and we had to act fast. This was a challenge. This was a challenging geometric problem. I want you to know. That was the most exciting thing that we did in the town. We are here with Christopher Ninnis. He is from Cornwall. He is not helping me at all. I'm tired out here, folks. I feel like I'm the Catskills, you know, like the Rodney Dangerfield. Come on, people, throw me a joke. For God's sakes, have a little sympathy for the guy. Okay, here's a good thing. I'll tell a joke about every single one of you if you don't get up here and help me. So, Chris, what do you want to say about making money on the net? Maybe one of those 170 people will come in.
Well, what I can say is that if you don't come in here, you won't make anything. And if you come in here and do nothing, you won't make anything. And if you can't be trained or can't follow instructions, you won't make anything. So you need to come in here, get trained, learn how to make money, and let us help you. That's what we're here for. Spoken like a true rational human being. Okay, what about irrational people out there who are deluded? I think the rational ones are like 0.1% of the total, and there are these ones who are completely 100% delusional on their ability to make money. In my humble experience of almost soon to be 68 years, I have discovered that the only place where success comes before work is the dictionary. Well, the other ones, the irrational ones,
are looking to make money for free. And if they try to make money for free, it'll cost them a fortune. I know, I've been there.
Yes, you were. You're a smart guy. You were pummeled. What? I've been waiting for this. Now I'll ask you me that question. What were you thinking when you're not exactly liberal with the old shekels? What was so energizing about? What were the pitches that grabbed you? In other words, you got suckered in. What did you think? I want to know the future reference.
Well, it seemed so easy. All you had to do was click this, click that, click this, and then sit back and watch the money come in. But I paid my money, click that, and just watched the money go out. It didn't come in, it went the other way.
Too bad I didn't know in those days. I like people that have money, the foolish money spending back days. So what was it about Worldprofit that attracted you? Aside from my ever-progressive, always charming personality, able to leap tall buildings and run programs on the internet all by myself and not for anyone in their jokes. What was that? What was it?
Yeah. When I came to Worldprofit, I was just, I don't know where I got the link from. I was just clicking through stuff, and I was going to click onto something else, and as I was about to click the button, I heard my name, and I thought, where the hell did that come from? There's no one here.
That'll give me the spooks.
And I looked up at the screen, and there was your charming face.
Oh, doing its work.
Grabbed hold of me, twisted my arm up behind my back, lifted me off the floor, and hey ho.
I am very good at that. You know why I'm good at that? Because I don't have any other talents or skills. I want you to put this in perspective. I want you to remember this. Feature the circumstance. 955 Illinois. I can't catch a ball. I can't kick a ball. I don't even know what a ball is. That wipes out 75% of the available checkers. I don't know anything about automotives, and I tested mechanical ability for 5th percentile. I can't drive anything. Wheels. I look at the wheel and go, what? I was the kid in the geometry class who they didn't know in those days that I didn't have the ability to determine three-dimensional things. Also, being dyslexic didn't help. I couldn't tell left from right. I'm 16 years old, turn to the right hand, and to this day, I have to think. You would never know. Trained myself when I was 16. But I have to think of what is left and what is right. So that leaves out engineering and architecture as two. They're gone. And pretty soon there's nothing left. So except for shakedown people from Cornwall, which became my modus operandi. I was really good at that. I got a gold star at that. Everything else, forget it.
And it certainly takes out driving as well, because you certainly need to know left from right when you're driving.
Okay, you forced me to tell this anecdote. I'm 50 years old. I think I was 50 or 55. And I'm going to move to North Carolina. I decided that it was time to leave the baronial life. Oh, Chris, for horses. I had 10 acres, and it was glorious. Oh, a big problem. We have to drive. Okay, so I could do anything. It was okay. I could do anything in school. I couldn't have anything at business with no money and no friends and no nothing. So we built this, the guy named Guido, I kid you not. His name is Guido, and he's in Somerville, Mass. And he's fat, covered with gold chains, a bowling jacket. But no, I'm not making any stuff. He is the teacher. Now his interests are 100% centered on nubile young women at the Lolita class, and he hates me on sight. I reciprocated with verbal. We came to the room, and I went up to him one day and said, "Look, I don't want to hear. You don't want me here, but I have to pass. I'll tell you what. I will never come to your class again. I lead from strength. People lead from strength. I'll never come back if you pass me and you give me extra time in the car." And everybody from somewhere says, "Oh, doctor, I understand and I accept your terms. You and I are not the, yeah, that's right. I'm going to give you extra time in the car. You want your ugly mug. Well, get it out of here, okay? We're going to be buddies, all right?" So he lives on the day of my driving test. and I have the same fears about parallel parking. In fact, I can't visualize it. I can't determine left from right. I can't park. He turns to me, and the instructor, whatever he was, the grader of the city or state, was in front of the guy, said, "Yep, doctor, you passed. You just passed." I didn't put a key in the friggin' ignition. But bakshish, I want to thank Vito, wherever you are, for living up to the deal. That again. What were my options? Marketing. My father told a good story. My father's coughing up all these stories before he hits the celestial hay. And he said, "You probably are wondering why I never taught you how to do it." This is the beginning of a great story. I said, I never taught anything about this with me. I never taught you how to hit a nail, how to use a screwdriver, how to put in a light bulb. And I said, "That's true, you never did it." And so he says, "Well, I knew that if I didn't teach you, you would get servants who would wait on you hand and foot." He said, "See, I was right." I said, "Either you are the biggest liar this side of Mississippi, or you've got a rap, or you've got some kind of a rap in it." So I said, "You're responsible for the fact that I have Haitian servants." He said, "Absolutely, it's my care of your true interests." So what is a boy to do with going to marketing, which is, after all, a form of organized larceny? You're right. I mean, marketing is designed to get people to stop in their tracks and spend some of their money. And I am one of the best marketers ever because the alternative was working down in the pizzeria, or something, working, flipping burgers. And I admit my elegant talents would have been wasted in a Burger King. Don't even think of answering that. We are here with Christopher Nittis. We are here talking about anything goes. We're trying desperately to get a few of those almost 200. What have we got up there? We have 193 people in here right now who need to earn money on the internet, need to do it now, and are being the way they are, obstreperous, difficult, non-communicating. These are the people that gall me. How do they expect to pay money? At least I had at least one transcendent talent. I was good at allegedly making, "Hey, come over here, oh, whoa!"
Well, they don't expect to make money. All they expect to do is spend money. They're not here to make money, they're here to spend money. That's all they know how to do.
Well, if that's the case, I'm ready. Because I want to go shopping this fall in Europe. I mean, vast sum of it. We are here we're here at Anything Goes. We're here every day at 1 Eastern. And some of these people who are there sitting there, Linda, LZ, and Prince Porter, I'm going to get you. Just watch out, because today you leave me hanging one more time, I'm going to get you. I'll get you is Illinois talk. Can you tell, as a foreigner, as a bona fide foreigner yourself, can you tell the different variations of American dialect?
Well, depends on where they're from. Like Georgia, Texas, places like that, it's quite easy. But
we have dialects that are lasting for like one street.
And New York.
You're never going to be in New York, Chris. I'm sorry to tell you, Chris. You just can't come. Just give it up. Give it up. Where do you live, Chris? What, England? What's that? Hey, wait. He says he lives in England. What's that? Is it near the Bronx?
Well,
I developed.
When I was 13 or 14, my mother went home for a couple of years, and of course she took me with her. And the place where she lived, Olson Justin, it was 10 miles away from my hometown. I was there for 2 years, and I came back home and went to school. And in school, no one could understand what I was talking about.
Well, I get it. You know what you understand now? You're talking about
incredibly different. The dialect was so different.
Well, I noticed that you like those. I noticed that you like songs about dialect, about Madame, and about.
Yes, yeah.
What do you call those guys from Somerset? What are their names? Not the gerbils. What do you call them?
The Wurzels.
The Wurzels.
Wurzels.
I know the Wurzels. I know the gerbils. I don't really care. You seem to have an interest though in dialects, and one of the great things about Worldprofit is we can talk to people all over the world, and we do. We don't let their mere national language get in the way. Whoa, I'm serious about that. Carry on.
As I said, I came back home and I was in school and I was chatting away and everyone was looking at me and they all say, "What did you say? What did you say? What did you say?" I thought,
I don't suppose you could do a little.
What's the matter with these people?
Well,
I could, I suppose. I suppose. But then...
Look, we're desperate for material, man. I'm ready to pick up a crumb off the floor and turn it into an essay. So.
Well, like say in St. Just, St. Ives, you say go away. You say go away. In St. Just, you say goes away with it. You know.
Oh, that's one of those. It's one of those mumbly languages. Where you mumble your way to think better incomprehension.
Well, it was a mining area, and people living there from were more Italians and Poles in St. Just, and there were Cornish people, Poles, Russians, you name it, they were there, and this was 50-odd years ago. So.
Very odd years. Well, we're here again, as I keep saying.
A lot of them were Italian prisoners of war and German prisoners of war who stayed behind. They didn't want to go home.
Blame them. Some of those cats ended up in the United States, and more ended up in Canada. We are so fortunate we have Dan Stewart with us. Dan, welcome to the Live Business Center at Worldprofit. You are on Anything Goes, and we want to talk. We are so anxious to talk to you. We're going to make you an absolutely phenomenal deal. Dan, do you hear us? Put a Y there in the chat area or say hello.
And what part of the UK are you from?
Yes. And let's
what
talk
part
to
of the UK are you from, Dan? What sort of accent do you have?
Yes, Dan, we're talking about accents, language, and also magnifying cats and causing them to essentially set on fire. That's an optional topic. Greg, you need to say hello to us.
Setting cats on fire with a magnifying glass.
Oh, it's not funny, boys and girls. This is a responsible and humane program. Greg and G and Dan, we need you all to say hello so we can get you into the conversation. This is an interactive site. We don't keep you here, by the way, if you don't respond. And we do have a free book and a $20,000 bonus package for every single one of you, if and only if you say hello. And let's get through the next interminable 16 minutes. But Chris, we're not doing anything. We're just sitting there like some insects. I think it's time for us to pull out the magnifying glasses and do a little razzmatazz.
Yeah, either that or some screws or the rack. I haven't used a rack for a while. That would be nice.
I would like
red hot irons.
Oh, it's okay. Very popular.
Yeah. I thought about using a rack once and make myself a little taller, but
unfortunately, the consequences of that were unseemly. We're still hoping that Dan Stewart, Gene Marlowe, and Greg will come into the picture and learn how to make money on the net here at Worldprofit. By the way, we're still celebrating for this few days our 20th corporate anniversary, 20 years. Can you think what? I can't even. What do we do before the internet? Did we, any of us have a life? I had no life. I got on airplanes, I got off airplanes, I got on airplanes, I got off airplanes. That's my life. You know, pretty much suffer from my knees.
Before the internet.
Hey, Chris, get up, man, get up. Yo.
What? Was there anything before the internet? I can't remember.
I will give a free present to be determined at a later date. If anyone tells us one good thing you used to do before the internet existed. They're not talking to me anyway.
Well, I used to do
a question. It looks like they're talking about.
I used to do a lot of fishing. Beachcombing.
Hey guys, my relationship with fish has all been negative and downhill. My father used to take us to the Potawatomi State Park. Yeah, you used to use your magnifying glass to set those leaves on. I'm trying to log in so I can. Yeah, you know, Greg, you tell us that all the time. Greg, this is Dr. Lant, the CEO, and I'm desperate for material. So will you drag this out for the first time ever on Worldprofit? I'm asking you to drag it out, Greg, old buddy. We got 14 minutes here, and then I can go out and play an art. Greg, you come here all over and over and tell us the same thing, that you're an SSI disability. Greg, what are you hoping to accomplish on the internet? But before you answer, I'm going to ask you, may I have your permission to address you with the utmost directness and/or honesty and truth? Do I have permission to do that? Is that a yes, I have your permission? Because I'm going to drag this out where you say yes, no, or in between. So, Greg, do we have your permission to speak candidly to you? And Christopher will undoubtedly have a few comments too. So today, all day, Greg is the perfect guest. He's not going to answer. He doesn't know what to say. He's going to sit there. I can look like I'm polite. I wait for him. No, that's really way too fast. Greg, but all right. Greg, I've made millions of dollars on the internet, which is fortunate because in most areas of life, I've become hopeless. Is making money of any interest? I mean, do you have a sincere? Not just. Are you obsessed? I was obsessed. I wanted to be a rich dude. I wanted to write books, go to Harvard, and be a multimillionaire. I achieved all my goals without a certain. Why? Because I was just obsessed. It was like this maniacal child, mad, going through the house. Do you truly want to make money, Greg? I mean, do you have a burning desire to make money? Christopher, what do you think? Do you think he has a burning desire? He comes in here, there's nothing.
I don't think so.
Well, Christopher votes thumbs down on you. I have to remain some rational. Secretly, I feel the same way. So, Greg, what level of 10 were obsessive and 1 were just you're lollygagging in the park? What's your level of interest for the internet?
Greg, why do you want another used car? Why don't you get a new one?
No, I think. All right, so we're done. Okay, Dan Stewart, we will more than give you traffic. Oh,
I was too
see, this
poor,
is
Greg,
what I
but
can't
I've
stand.
got a brand new car now.
Okay, let's help Greg. First of all, Dan Stewart, I have a copy of a book here that I've written, a best-selling book over at Amazon.com, sells for $30 called Net Profits. It shows you how to make money on the net. It comes with a $20,000 bonus coupon. Greg, I'm prepared to give you a copy of this book. If you will read it, come back to me, and I will activate the $20,000 internet marketing package. You interested? It's free. Free, Dan. And I'll even give Greg one for free. You guys interested? This book is on the cutting edge to really make money on the net. coming to $20,000 bonus coupon. You should be jumping up and down, guys, instead of right now. Well, do I have to work? Do I have to read the damn thing? Do I have to open the covers? Yes, you do.
And on a theme of cars, Greg, why I've got a car, I don't know, because why do I need to spend $60,000 and leave it sitting out on the road?
I ordered that myself. That's Gene Marlowe. Are you there? Greg, you're going about this the whole wrong way. Do you care? I don't even care. Do you care, Greg? Greg, we deliver the customers. If you joined us now, I give you 100 customers to start off my own list. See, now, well, I'm going to go back. I'm going to use the ontological technology insurance policy. Greg and Gene, do you know anything about technology? Could you run technical aspects of the website? Can you run a company with technical issues? Well, Greg, well, Gene, are you technically minded, and could you do what our Chief Technical Officer, George Koch, does? He's a genius, and consequently the rest of us can just like doofus on technology because he's our technology insurance policy. You give me some customers? Yes, 100. You see, Greg, not really properly. I'm going to suggest, Greg, no offense, but can you read? I just want to make sure before I book away. You don't want my book to fall into the hand of those who don't read. If you can read, I'm going to give you this book. It's free. It costs $30 at Amazon.com. If you read it, really read it, you're going to understand why what you're saying to me it's just plain weird. Christopher, do you think it's salvageable? I'm giving him the book. Okay, Gene and Greg, this book is for you. That line, you see the line at the bottom, it says Dropbox. That, you click on that, you get the book. You read the book, you come back and activate the $20,000 coupon for you.
Everybody is salvageable, I think.
All right, so Greg, there's your book. It's on the screen. And Gene Marlowe, we need to hear from you now. You've had that book long enough for the moment. Gene Marlowe, are you there?
Yes, Gene, you've had it long enough to learn it by heart.
Oh, Christopher, I hate to say this, but it's time for Patrice to come up, which means 5 more minutes. And we've actually just about crossed over this line. You want to go down for a minute? I'm going to bring Patrice up, then I'm going to bring you up with some final words. Oh, and final words today. Mwah. Thank me for calling in.
That means I'll go get some coffee.
Come up, Patrice, and help me out. We are fortunate to have Patrice Porter, who never loses her cool, who is always well organized, and never finds herself in the middle of that. With nothing to say. Whoa, my God.
I don't know about that, but organization, I still need work on that for sure. And it takes a lot to get me to lose my cool.
Greg. And we've got Gene, and they both need the services. They're not moving. They're not,
Yeah.
It just gets me. I cannot understand. They failed. They're not like might never give them a complete package. They sit there and go blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but I mean, everything is there. Everything you need, and all the tools and the resources, and you work with real people with all the support and the nudge factor and everything is there. You don't have to look any further. Just grab the package and take action, and you'll be set. You'll be set with an international home-based business and working with a team of like-minded people who are helping each other. So I would encourage Greg and Jean and Wilbert to join us. And if you want to check out my Home Business Central that I've developed here at Worldprofit. You can go to www.20waystoprofit.com, and if you want to create abundance by gardening, I've developed a business at www.gardeningforfoodsecurity.com, and you can watch the replay of the Anything Goes program on the YouTube channel Patrice Porter, so you can catch all the action from today. It was an excellent article. I really enjoyed that. That'll be on
the article is a peach, I have to say.
Yeah, that. And you can watch the replay on the YouTube channel Patrice Porter. And with that, I'll say my adieus till the next Anything Goes, which will be at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow and every day. Bye for now.
Yeah, I'm not doing it alone, people. So get that in there. Okay, Chris, did this come up for your last words to the worldwide audience?
Okay, people out there asking themselves, is it possible to make money on the internet? Answer, yes it is. Next question is, can I make money on the internet? The answer is, yes you can. And the next question is it easy to make money on the internet? And the answer is no, if you don't have the training, the tools, and the expertise to help you. And the solution is we have all those. All you have to do is come in and get them. So don't waste your time trying to do it on your own, folks, because believe me, you will have more success swimming up Niagara Falls.
What are they? I'm speaking to you from right across the street from Harvard College, Harvard University, Harvard Law School. They're literally across the street. And one of the things that they love to do is these things called longitudinal studies, where they take a heap of people and from like a certain class, and they study them for. One of there were two significant findings in the last, and they've been following a certain group like the Valiant group for 60 years now. They've been following them. They're now dropping like flies. They haven't got anything left. But they discovered that the number one problem that these Harvard graduates face in terms of health was the cigarette. If they smoked, they died. That was finding number one. The second finding was that Harvard people didn't have any fewer problems anywhere else. It was a question of how they solved it. Harvard people just rolled up their sleeves and said, okay, we got a problem. Let's solve it. The people that are looking at the internet don't do that. They live in a fool's paradise, which is almost impenetrable. I can't figure out why they think these things. They don't have any technical skills. They have no leads. They have no content. They have no human. God knows they have no human skills, and they think they're going to establish a business. I can't fathom where to turn that corner in this country to the point where we got what we've got. But what it needs is that fewer and fewer of us. Okay, you want a tirade? Now I got my feet. Patrice, throw that previous hour away. I'm going now. I got 2 minutes. Where we went wrong, some people believe they had to do nothing. I'd like to pinpoint them. Where did people stop becoming useful and start to become drones that were carried? So here's the situation. Fewer and fewer of us carry more and more people. What do you think about that? God, I want to hear your tirade. I'll even fold my strawberries if you tell it like I know you're going to do it.
Yes, well, it's come down to the same old story. Everybody wants something for nothing. And they think they're going to get it, but it's just not going to happen, folks. You don't get anything for nothing.
Okay,
Despite what all those people out there on the internet are sending you all these offers, do this, get that, for free, in the end it will cost you a fortune.
I have to say, maybe
George by the horns.
But I don't get a lot of that come on mail. I get reasonably few solicitations. And maybe George has blocked them somehow, and so thank you for that. But I don't get the sense anymore that the hysteria of a couple, 3 or 4 years ago is definitely gone. I think people have been beaten to death 100,000 times. They finally woke up and said, I'm tired of being beaten now. Oh, before we end, and we have 1 minute left, Wilbert Fenton, you've been here 8 times. We want you to join us today. Gene Marlowe, we need to hear from you. Greg, we need to hear from you. This works. It absolutely works. But boy, as you see here today, what kind of traits are these people bringing to the table? Why would anyone want to help them? Well, we're going to deal with these questions. I have a pie-throwing week ahead. We are going to rouse the... Yeah, it was a good idea to have a slightly somnolent program. Because usually we're so red-hot and argumentative, we come away exhausted. This has been Dr. Tiffany Lant, your host, your MC for the last so many years. Reporting to you from Worldprofit Land. We've been here for over 20 years, helping people like you make money on the internet. Come every day, 1 p.m. Eastern, www.worldprofit.com. Both of us, anything goes, and that's exactly the case. Thank you to Christopher Nimitz in Cornwall. Too bad about King Mark. You should have the right guy when you had the chance. Thank you to Chris Porter. You are the sweetie pies. And thank you, everyone. Again, we'll be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Anything goes, and we do mean anything. And the next thing to go is me.